Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Cecelia O. And in today's video, I'll actually be teaching us how we can preserve our yam for a long time and still have that freshness taste when we cook the yam. So for people that don't have the access to get yam often, and if you're like me that lives somewhere that you don't get yam often and you still want to eat yam, like in Africa we love to eat yam and it's very, very expensive here. So you can actually buy the yam and freeze it for many, many months, and the yam is still going to look fresh by the time you cook it. So this yam, I got this yam August 2019 when I traveled to Atlanta. So I got the yam, and what I did was I just cut it and I freeze it. You can see it's very, very frozen. So I'm going to cook this yam and you won't be able to tell if this yam was just bought now or if it was frozen and preserved. So I'll cook this yam and you will see how it's gonna look. The end taste is gonna look the same like fresh yam. So this tutorial is for people that live where they can't get yam and they love to eat yam, or if you have some yam in your store, in your pantry, and it's getting rotten and you still want to keep it. I bet you all you have to do is just cut the yam and freeze it. You see this? You see the block? I bought this almost a year ago. I got it from Atlanta, and all I did was just cut and freeze it down. And each time I want to cook, what I do is I just bring out the yam, and you have to boil your water. If you want to add sugar like mine, add your pinch of salt. Then when the water is boiled, you just put the yam and you just cook it. It will come out very, very good. So let's dive in to see the end product. Thank you so much. So I have the water on the stove. So depending on the quantity of yam you want to cook, that will determine the quantity of water you will use. So I have the water, and I'll be adding some salt, some sugar. I love to have sugar in my yam. I added that sugar, and I'll be adding some salt. Just little, and you just stir the water, and the goal is to make a yam. And keep in mind that this yam, I got this yam almost 10 months ago. So this is a perfect way to preserve your yam. If you can't get yam often where you stay, or if you have rotten yam in your store, in your pantry, all you have to do is just cut them and freeze them. I got this yam August 2019, and today is June 30, 2020, almost 1 year ago, and I still enjoy the freshness of the yam. So I've added salt and sugar to my water. So I'll just cover up. I'll let this boil. That is the trick. You need to let your water boil before you put in your frozen yam. If you don't do it that way, it's not going to come out very good. So you need to let the water boil first before you put your frozen yam. And you can store this yam for as long as you want. I've had it for almost 11 months. And I'm going to cook it, and you'll see the final look. It's going to look as if you just got the yam from the store. So I have the boiled water now. Remember, the goal is to make yam. I have my frozen yam. I've had this frozen yam for almost 11 months now. And I have the boiled water. I've added salt, sugar, if you want sugar in your yam. I've added that to this water. And it's boiled now. So what I'm going to do, I'll add my frozen yam. I've had this yam for almost 11 months. And keep in mind, this is another better way to preserve your yam, and it will still look good and taste fresh by the time you're done. So you just put your yam in the frozen yam in the boiled water. Please do it this way. Don't do it another way. The water must be boiled first. Then you put the frozen yam in the water. Frozen yam in the water. Frozen yam in the boiled water. Frozen yam in the boiled water. Not cold water and put your boiled frozen yam. No. So you put your frozen yam in the boiled water. And you should have added all the salt, sugar, if you want to use sugar in your water before you put the frozen yam. So I have the frozen yam now in the boiled water. So I'll let this cook. Thank you. And now also I have my yam ready, all done. The yam is ready, all done. So here is the final look of the yam. Remember, I bought this yam almost 11 months ago, and what I did was to cut it down and freeze it. And like I said, you have the same look like a fresh yam. So this method is good for people that live where they can't get yam, or if you have your yam and it's getting rotten in your pantry and you want to preserve the yam. So all you have to do is to freeze it down, cut your yam, freeze it down, and it can stay for even 1 year or more. And when you want to prepare the yam, bring out the frozen yam and boil your water. Add your salt or sugar to your water. Then when the water is boiled, you can now put your yam. Don't put your yam before the water is boiled. When the water is boiled, that is when you put your frozen yam and you get this. See? So this yam, I bought this yam August 2019, and today is June 30, 2020. So what I did was I cut it, peeled it, cut it, and freeze it down. And see, it's the same look. See, you can't even tell that this yam has been in the freezer for almost 1 year. You can't tell. You can see. You can see that look. So, my people, here is how you can preserve your yam and eat it for many, many years. Just bring it out, put it in boiled water, cook it for a while, and you're good to go. Thank you so much for staying tuned, and thank you so much for your time. I did not take that for granted. And please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, CeceliaO'sWorld, and this is your girl. I love you always. Thank you. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.